Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BCU Live. I'm your host, Adam KN6QGV, with my co-host, Jeremy KD5YUZ. Welcome. Tonight, we actually got a special guest for you in the house. We're going to bring him out here shortly, and we also got a couple announcements coming up. So stay tuned for the end because we got some special treats for you in regards to Black Friday. Now, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe down below, and also make sure you enter that giveaway. Tonight we are giving away an 878 UV2 Plus right here. Boom, one of these. Yes.
Oh,
and
let me try that again.
There you go.
Right, there we go.
And we're also going to be giving away a 1-year annual membership to our BridgeCom Plus community. So make sure you guys enter those giveaways, and we will be drawing one of those winners towards the end of the show. Now, without further ado, Jeremy.
Well, folks, everybody wants to put a face with the name, put a face with the mind. So, without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, Glenn Victor Echo 9, Golf Lima November, the creator of Radio ID. Ta-da!
Welcome, Glenn.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Everyone, welcome
Thank you,
in.
Thank you. Good.
So how you doing this evening?
Doing well. Sitting back here in good old Canada, freezing my ass off.
Yep.
That's just north of the creek a little bit. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Now, I do have a question.
Sure.
What pushed you to create such a database for us hams?
Well, it started out under DMR Mark. They started out doing it with a spreadsheet, which, if you think about it now, and the amount of things in the database and what we track and what we do, it's crazy. It's unattainable. So they had that, and they had just recently got it turned into like a database. It was written, they had some company do it for them. It was written in PHP, and it was not great. Anyway, so I volunteered. I said, listen, guys, I have a lot of experience, do this, for a living. Let me volunteer. And they said, oh, we've had people say that before, and they come on and they screw things up, or they don't know what's going on, and they just leave. And said, no, here's my resume, here's what I do. And so I took it on and I started doing it. And the first thing I did was I said, well, this is okay. It doesn't really work. It's not expandable, extensible. So I rewrote the whole thing in Perl at the time, which was the language I was most familiar with, which was fine. We did a lot of stuff there, and that was fine. We did it that way until at one point, I hate to do a negative spin on this a little bit, but Brandmeister and DMR Mark don't really get along. So the big contention between the two was the database, was that DMR Mark had the database. And I'm like, well, listen, guys, they don't really run it, because by that point I had taken it over and I was basically running the database. It may have been at DMR Mark, but it was my database. Like, I was fully responsible for it and everything. So I just had a meeting with the DMR Mark guys. I said, listen, this to keep everything working well, keep everybody happy, I am going to spin this off as radioid.net. I'm going to take it over and a different approach, and I'll just take it and run with it. They said, yeah, that's good. That'll, keep Brandmeister happy and easier to do. And then we they weren't managing it anyway. I was managing it. So when I did that, I actually rewrote it again, the entire thing, but this time I wrote it in Python. And then that's the current language it's in now, and it's been through a few iterations and a bunch of changes. But we have the DMR. We took on all the repeater stuff. We took on C plus, capacity plus. Not a lot of people know we do that because Brandmeister doesn't honor them anyway. So we don't issue a lot of those, but we also took on NXDN. So we have the entire NXDN database now, and we do that. We will shortly be bringing in an NXDN repeater map. I'm working with a ham who contacted me, and he says, "Can we do that?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "If you want to help, because I mean, I'm about here anyway, so every once in a while I'll jump up and breathe." So yeah, we're doing the NXDN. I said, well, if I'm going to do an NXDN repeater map, I might as well get a hold of the P25 guys and do a P25 repeater map too.
There we go.
So we're going to add those maps in as well, and add more information into radioid.net. So it's just become a hub for everything for digital IDs for amateur radio at this point.
Now this is worldwide too, isn't it?
It is worldwide. Yeah, we weren't when we started. Initially, there was a fellow over in Germany who had all of Europe. And we did that when we're under DMR Mark. They thought it was best to have it over there because it was a little more like follow the clock type thing. But Hans over in Germany contacted me a year ago now before Christmas and said, "I want out." He goes, would you take it all over? I said, yeah, that works perfectly fine for me. It actually makes a lot more sense to have the single database and the one point that controls everything. So yeah, I took it over, and I took all of his mins too. And so yeah, it's been worldwide now for a year. We have, let me just do a real quick look here, because I don't want to misspeak when I say it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 admins worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people think it's just me. It's just like, oh, there's a crazy guy up in Canada that issues all the DMR IDs. No. Yes, I would be crazy if I did it all by myself. But no. I have a team of 31 admins worldwide. There's a few, depending on like the US, I have 2 guys from the US that do it. 3 actually, if you include Eric, but Eric speaks Chinese, so he does China as well. But yeah, so there's 3 in there. There's a couple of us up here in Canada. It kind of really all depends on how much work an area is. Like some of them are not a lot of work. US is by far one of the bigger areas that we do. Like if you look at it, the amount of IDs we assign, the majority of them go to the US. So like if we did just a round number, and if we did 200 in a day, I'd say probably 125 to 150 of those would be in the US alone. Then the other 50 or 60 would be in the rest of the world.
Okay.
Just to give you a perspective.
The last I saw, and this was yesterday, assisted a customer updating his digital contact list. If memory serves me right, there was a little over 227,000 users or subscribers to Radio ID.
228,858 IDs.
Wow.
So
how many can the system hold?
The system can hold as many as you want. It's all in a MySQL database. So okay. I can take that up to whatever, 1 million. It doesn't really matter.
Wow.
It's more what can the radios hold. So yeah.
Well, obviously, as you see, as your list is growing, the radios are growing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and you have to. But a lot of the older radios don't, and they do have limitations about how many contacts they can stuff in there. So
I've noticed with my old radio, I like to use a Talker alias.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can get it. Yeah, so you can get it over the air, at least if you don't have it in your radio.
Yeah.
It's not as much information, but you still get the call sign, and that makes it easier when you're trying to communicate with someone. You can't clearly make out what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about everybody else out there, but for me, thank you for the hard work that you put in on it. because I sure do love being able to get on DMR and not have to fire up my HF to be able to talk over, on the other side of the pond there. So, thank you.
Yes,
no
thank
worries.
you.
It's a passion.
So for those of you guys who don't actually know, Radio ID and Glenn here, they actually have a subscription service that you guys can sign up for. Now, I know Glenn doesn't really want to push this, but I want to let you guys know it because I actually do like some of the features. I'm going to have Glenn explain the features to you, but you do get a bunch of features with it if you do sign up for his subscription service, and they are beneficial and you can use them with your radio. So I'm going to let Glenn go away with some of those, let you guys know, hear that.
Sure. Well, like I said, one of them boils down to the amount of IDs and the radios. So we do have a contact generator, which is part of the subscription. The contact generator allows you to you can do it by US state, you can do it by all of US, North America, South America, you can do it by US county if you like. It allows you to create a contact list and allows you to interface that list with a format for your radio, whatever radios you have. That way there, if your radio only accepts, say, 100,000 contacts, you can go through your list and pull out the ones you want. Say, I mean, a lot of people like I have an AnyTone too, right? Yay, AnyTone radio. And I mean, it holds everything. So it holds like 500,000 contacts now, I think.
Yeah,
that is
so
correct.
In that case, you don't care. However, a lot of people say, well, I just throw them all in. But if you really think about that for a minute, that's eventually going to slow down the radio. Right? The radio can only look up something so fast inside its database in the memory. So if you never talk to Europe, China, Australia, why do you have those contacts in your radio? Right? And then it's also loading them in because it takes a long time to load that information in. Right?
yes.
So if you're loading in 50,000 or 100,000 contacts versus loading in 250,000, that's going to take more time. So the contact generator allows you to modify the amount of contacts in your contact list and then download those and upload them to your radio. So you can control what goes in. One of the features of the contact generator too is that we monitor your list and you can say, show me or tell me, send me an email when my list expands by 100 or 500 or 1,000 contacts. So you say, okay, when do I update my list? Well, we can tell you depending on what you want to select. So if your list expands by 100, you say every 100 new contacts, I want to put a new list. So you just put the trigger in and it comes up and then it sends you an email saying, hey, your list just expanded by 100 contacts. You should download a new one, right? So you always have an up-to-date list. It's telling you all the time, hey, your list, you need to update it now. And the other thing we do is we support, I'm going to say almost about 20 different radio formats at the moment. But we also have what in the radio formatter is a custom formatter. So it doesn't matter if we don't support your radio. You can choose and create your own format for the CSV file with drag and drop.
Well, that's an interesting feature.
You drag and drop over and you create your format, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you know the format your radio wants the data in, we can create it for you. So you're not stuck with, I've seen a lot of other contact generators out there. There are a few. But you're stuck with whatever formats that they have them or not, and then whether they work with your radio or not. This way here, you can create your own format, right? And let's face it, this is the master database worldwide. So you're going to have the most up-to-date data available to you immediately on this contact generator than you will on any other database out there, because they get it from me.
Yep.
That's definitely some useful information. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, it's a really neat tool, and I keep expanding on it a little bit by little bit here and there. As I was talking to you guys earlier, I was saying we also have Buddy Mail and Buddy Watch. Buddy Mail allows you to send mail. So if you were talking to someone on the radio and you just know their call sign, but you want to get a hold of them about something, well, you can go into Buddy Mail and you actually put in their call sign and send them a message through Radio ID. None of your personal information is exposed. It's a message through the Radio ID system to them. They will get an email saying you have a Buddy Mail on Radio ID, log in and check it. Then they can log in and reply to you. The same thing. You don't get their email address. You just get a message on Buddy Mail through Radio ID. And the other thing we have is I think Jeremy liked this one a while ago when I said it, was we have a thing called Buddy Watch. Buddy Watch is really cool because you can put in your watch list people you're friends with or somebody you've been trying to get a hold of. And what they will do is, now this only works if it's on a BM talk group, which is, let's face it, majority of talk groups worldwide, even on DMR Mark, transcend over to BM anyway. So it should work. But as soon as they key up their radio, it'll send you a message, either an email or an SMS, and a soon-to-come app that we're going to developing for your smartphone. So we'll have a Radio ID app. Yes.
Yes, I'm with Jeremy on that one.
Yeah, so it'll send you a message on Buddy Watch saying, hey, V9GLN just appeared on talk group 302926. And then you know that, hey, he's active. I just have to go to that talk group and talk to him and find him there.
I like that.
Kind of stalkerish, but kind of cool at the same time. So yeah, I'm also trying to, and I don't know if it'll work yet, but I'm also trying to see if I can, if you have your hotspot connected to BM, I'm trying to see if I can send a message through BM back to your hotspot to tell it to activate that talk group for you.
Now
I don't know. Cool. I'm trying.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So it would automatically activate the talk group on your hotspot for you. So
nice.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I like that.
Yeah. So all kinds of neat little things I'm working on. Like I said, there is a iPhone and Android app coming soon, which will give you some more features. Plus, I am working on a few other features in Radio ID for subscription people only. So stay tuned. And our subscription is pretty inexpensive. It's only $12.99 a year. So it's pretty cheap. You do get, you get some features of it, and you get to help pay for the servers because, this stuff isn't cheap at the end of the day.
Yeah, you got that right.
Now, Dan asked, will there ever be a custom list generator so we could pick states and custom lists to upload? Yeah. Dan, he was just telling us that we can create it by state, by county, by country. You can make it pretty specific list out of there and upload those users specifically.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that right now.
Sign up link. You can actually go to your Radio ID account. You could just log into radioid.net and you can actually sign up through there for him if you guys want to subscribe.
As soon as you sign in the radioid.net, it pops right up on the dashboard with a little pop-up saying, hey, subscribe now. You're not a subscriber. So
here's a good question for us, Jeremy. So do you need a hotspot or can you use a DMR repeater? You can just use a DMR repeater. However, like me, I fight for my repeaters here in the city I live in, so I love using a hotspot. SkyBridge, they're amazing. And if you guys stick tuned, we got some amazing deals for you guys too on those if you guys are interested. So stay tuned.
Most definitely. Got some really good things that going to be brought to light that I know a lot of you have already been asking questions on, or at least that's the calls that we've been getting today. Let's see here. What was the other one?
The start one?
Yeah, every time I move up, there's another comment and it knocks it down.
Click on start at the top.
Ah, here we go. What does it mean? Or what does the Brandmeister world map of North America, US, and Canada being lit up red mean? Does this indicate the network in that country red is down?
Nope, I can answer that.
Okay.
There's actually activity on the map. Yeah. So
those are like heat maps. It's like a heat map. Think of it that way.
Yeah. So it means there's actually activity in that area. So if you look on the dashboard on BM, it actually says how many repeaters are active at a time, when it says how many people are talking. So when people are talking, there's a certain amount of repeaters, and those repeaters are whatever talk groups are being held by those repeaters worldwide. So all those areas on the map will light up.
Sweet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Brandmeister has some pretty neat tools.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
When will the show notes? Soon. We'll have time actually coming up now that Black Friday's about to start and be over before we know it. So everyone stick tuned. We do have a Black Friday announcement here. And we will be getting some show notes to everyone. We're going to be updating that page very shortly. We are actually going back as far as we can, and we're going to try and create all the show notes for every BCU Live we've ever had.
Yeah, he's the feller behind the scene on that one, making sure everything's typed right. I know when he gets mine, he sends it to me, and it starts with my typing and then the red line, and it just goes all the way to the bottom. Sends it back to me and says, correct it. I feel like I'm back in high school. Oh, man. But he has undertaken a huge job getting that done. And we're all pitching in to help kind of lighten that load on his shoulders.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. So someone asked how to get into the giveaway tonight.
There's the link in the comments. Yeah, Thomas, I do agree. Hit this or smash that like button. Boy, Adam, they don't let you forget.
Okay. So when you have your APRS on, is there any way to override the location of your location as it shows you in England? There's a number of settings that you need to make sure are set properly. The first one, here, let me open up the CS, I guess. Let's get this loaded. And I will show you guys how to actually see some of this information. Make sure you guys have the proper settings.
Still waiting for you to get that monitor next to you. That way you don't have to sit there and keep looking like an owl.
I have one literally right below this one. But that's the one that's shared for some reason, that I always share because it always looks the best on there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually come over to our APRS settings on the left. And the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this fixed location beacon is set to off. If that's set to on, it's probably going to whatever you have set here in longitude and latitude. That's the first thing. Second off, if you're broadcasting analog, make sure you have the right frequency in 144.3900. If you're doing digital, make sure that whichever server you're connecting to on Brandmeister, so if it's a North American server like 3102 or something like that, 310 is the first three digits. You're going to take that and add 999 afterwards. So Canada, I believe, is 289. Don't quote me on that one. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so it would be 289,999 or something, or whatever it is. But make sure whatever your first three digits of whatever server you're connected to Brandmeister, that's going to be the APRS server you want to connect to as well. So you also want to check that as a secondary setting, because if you have the wrong server in there, or the wrong APRS server in there, it will automatically mislocate your information.
Canada should be 3020 through 9.
Yeah, so there you go. Canada's 302. So 302,999. That's going to be the Canadian Brandmeister APRS channel. So just make sure you have the proper channel set as well.
Ooh, looky here. We're almost about, well, we lost one. We're flirting with that 200 mark.
I know. Here we got a question. How do I display my call sign and name on my new 578 mobile like on my 278? All right. Well, that one, we'll come back over here to the software again. Under optional settings, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to power on. You're going to write whatever you want here. So if you want to put your name up here, so I'll just do this. There you go. And I can hit OK. But before you do, you want to make sure you select custom character. And this will show you what's right here. Make sure you hit OK, not cancel. I just didn't want to save those settings. I've had people call in and say, I followed your settings exactly, where they actually click on cancel. And it's like, so
Oh my.
We all get stuck sometimes doing that. We literally follow exactly what we're seeing and we're not listening. It's tunnel vision, but you know, it gets to the best of us.
Most definitely. Here's one. When listening to a talk group, can you save an individual's ID direct to your contact list? Not that I know of.
Coming to Radio ID soon.
Ooh.
I actually keep all the last heard data that I get from Brandmeisters. So I actually am putting in code very soon, so you can say basically last heard list, and then that'll automatically get added to your contact list for downloading on Radio ID.
Nice. Well, y'all heard it from the man himself. It is coming soon, so stay tuned.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a ton of new little features I have that I just need the time to actually do them. That's the worst part. This whole thing is developed only by me, so there's good and bad to that. The good is when something breaks, I know exactly where it is. The bad is there's only one of me.
I can understand.
Yeah, so some things take a little bit longer to get done, but yes, that is on my to-do list for the contact generator, where you'll be able to use your last heard list to generate a list of contacts if you like.
Cool.
Yeah, and they'll also be part of, like, in the dashboard, you'll be able to go into Radio ID and look and see the last people you had conversations with, because basically I can look at the talk group and say if you keyed up and then within 30 seconds somebody else keyed up and then with 30 seconds you keyed up, you're having a conversation, right? So you can basically have a list of the people you've talked to. I just need to store all that information in a table. That's all. But you know, little things like that, right? Like you don't think it's something you want until you hear someone say it and you go, that's cool. I'd like that. I'd like the ability to go look at my account and see the last people I talked to this month on, you know, on these talk groups. Who did I have a conversation? Like, I was talking to this guy last week about this, and I wonder, oh yeah, if I just go look, I can see who it was.
It's almost like its own trying to blank it. QSL keep logbook of the world or something. I drew a blank for a second.
Yeah, it's almost like a digital QSL card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe I'll add something like that where you can actually send a digital QSL to somebody via Radio ID.
Now that would be cool.
The brain knows. Or you know what? Do it on the app.
There you go. I like that.
So we got a question here. When doing west coordinates, it shows up as negative. Let's just double check that. I think there might be an actual thing to go. Yeah, no, you just put in the number east, west, south, or whatever, and it'll automatically do that if you're doing that set here manually. If you're looking on the radio, yes, it'll probably show up as a negative. But in the interface, you just set it north or south, east or west, and it automatically sets all that.
You gotta love APRS.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a little. This is a little side thing, but still amateur radio related. So I had a little fight with, not fight directly with APRS, but like in code wise, I was fighting with APRS. So basically, and don't judge me, but I drive a Tesla. But I don't want to put a radio in the Tesla. but I wanted to work with APRS. So what I did was somebody said, hey, well, can you just interface to Tesla with APRS? And I went, yep, give me a minute. It took me about 45 minutes. And I wrote code to talk to the Tesla API to get my geo coordinates, heading, and speed, and send it to APRS. So I actually have code that runs on my server that anytime my car wakes up and starts moving, it sends that data straight to APRS. So I have a Tesla to APRS interface.
Coming soon to a theater near you. No.
So
I know a lot of people would probably like to have that for themselves.
Yeah, and I will. That's something I'll probably just be releasing as open source code once I clean it up a little bit and put a database around it. So, but either that or I'll just host it and people can sign up. But I've also been looking at trying to do it with OnStar. OnStar has an API as well, which would be really cool because that covers a lot of vehicles on the GM line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these new cars coming out that have, online stuff like that with APIs, it's all doable stuff, right? It's kind of really neat.
Yeah, I'm actually, I love that kind of stuff, interfacing with whatever you can and being able to do all that stuff. I know, I'm trying to remember the name of the technology, SMTP version 4. We used to be able to use that so we could do some network sniffing and stuff like that. No, not SMTP. Can't think of the name. It's one of the it's one of those acronyms. There's so many of them. But if you're able to monitor different things. So I would actually use the different OIDs to monitor devices that I have over the internet, different, home automation, printers. You can keep an inventory of stuff in your house and do all that through that as well. So you can see if something's online, something's offline, and you can keep a real status map.
SNMP, yeah, there's someone.
Yes, NMP. There you go, version 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Curtis helped you out there.
The internet of things, scary and fun all at the same time.
Yes.
Well, that's above my skill set. I just sat here and go,
Yeah, my day job's in internet security, so I won't go into it, but
yeah, when it starts getting to that deep side of things, I go, hey, Adam, can you help out on this one? Yeah, it's
True.
on the back end. Okay, coming at you. Because there's some of that stuff that it just right off the bat. But I'm getting a little hand on it.
There you go. Don't know until you know.
Yeah.
Right.
We are at 207, folks.
208.
Do I got 209? Do I got 209?
Now, if you guys haven't done so already, please enter that giveaway below. If you need to, you can scroll through the comments. There you go. There's 209. We got 209. Do we have 210?
Get it. Do I have 210? 210.
So make sure you guys enter that contest. We are going to be doing that giveaway here shortly. We have about another 10 minutes before that contest ends, and we'll be drawing that here in a little bit. So make sure you guys stick around because you do have to be present to win. All right, here's 2 questions. What is the latest info or ship date on the Bluetooth 01 speaker mic? They are actually getting packed up and shipped as we speak. So we should be getting them here shortly. And the moment we get them, we're turning them around, sending them right out to all you guys. So as soon as we have a little bit more information, we'll let you guys know. Next week we should maybe have a little bit more information. But we'll let you guys know. That's the latest we got, is that they are getting packed up and shipped over to us. We already paid for them. So everything's good to go. We are just waiting on them to bring them over to you guys. And trust me, we will make it so you guys know that they're here. You guys will find out.
For those that are close to Oklahoma, you'll be able to hear me holler from the Arbuckles. They're here. Here's one for you, Mr. Glenn.
Yeah, I see that one. Tried to sign up for a membership using PayPal and it said failed. Unfortunately, I've had a few people have that problem. It's the PayPal side. So once you click the button for PayPal, it actually opens a window and then you start putting in all your information. All that's on PayPal. So if it fails, it's something that's failing on the PayPal. And unfortunately, I can't do a whole lot about that. You can use the Stripe option if you like. So I do two payment methods. There's PayPal and Stripe. Stripe is fully secured. It's just another payment method online. So if you want to give the Stripe one a try, if you're still having problems, send me a message on Radio ID. And he got it to work. There we go. Good.
Beautiful.
I just saw that pop
that's
up.
perfect. Unfortunately, that's one of those really hard things because it's not my code. Like I said, as soon as you, and Adam, you must be familiar with this with PayPal payments on BridgeCom. But as soon as you click that button, it pops up a window, and that's all on the PayPal side, right? So.
Yep, it's all on the PayPal side. We don't have control of that.
You're just hoping the heck it works.
Yeah. Pray sometimes. Please work. I've actually worked with the customer, and he's tried 3 different credit cards and all of that through PayPal, and it wouldn't work. And it was like, what's going on? And finally, the 4th one worked. But it's just like sometimes PayPal just doesn't like processing certain cards.
Yep. I see Jeremy just flagged that one I was looking at. Out of the corner of my eye.
Which one?
The Camoon one.
Ta-da!
Yes.
That is an easy one to. You'll have to update your digital contact list.
Yep, and you guys can do that right on radioid.net. And if you guys don't already have a subscription, make sure you get that subscription. So if you want to tailor that list or get anything customized, use any of those other features like the Buddy Monitor or the Buddy Watch or Buddy Mail. There you go.
I went with the theme. It was Buddy, right?
Yeah.
Buddy Watch.
You guys can use those features as well. So, check that out. I do myself have a subscription. I do use it for my version 1 radio right here. Can't hold all the contacts in there. So I do have a custom list in there and all of that. And I do update it on a regular with some of the features and he was mentioning today. So if you guys haven't checked that out already, make sure you check it out.
Most definitely. Now, if I can get my mouse to work here, I got another one to throw up there. There we go. When using DMR, can I put a button on the microphone to show me a list of the channels instead of using the exit button on the screen of the radio? Are we talking about the 578 or are we talking about the 878? By the way you described it, I'm going to assume that it's the 578.
578 Pro, you said.
578 Pro. All right, cool. Your channels will be your top 2. One actually says up and the other one says down.
Yeah, he's saying, though, is there any way he can make it so it shows a list? I believe as one of your hotkeys, you might be able to set it in there. If it's not in your hotkey, then no, you won't be able to. But I believe you can. You're going to bring up an interface, Jeremy, or?
Well, I'm having to throw a couple more peanuts there on the wheel for the squirrel. Yeah, if you've got it handy, go ahead and throw it up there. Mine is wanting to take its sweet time.
Yep.
Come on now.
Bam. There we go.
Boom. There we go. Hot dog. Look at there.
All right. So key functions. Let's see. I'll just choose the first one. Let's go down and look.
Do 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 do. Let's see here. Jim Simmons.
No, it does not look like you can do that. So it's only the predetermined button. I do not see a channel list nor a talk group list in here. That was a good question.
Yeah, here's one that Jim just posted. Right here on the side. There it is. There's that slide switch. If it is in the opposite direction, it locks out your buttons on your mic. But if you take it and flip it, it'll actually unlock your functions. Took me a minute to figure that one out too. I was about to pull my hair out.
So I see a lot of people asking about code plugs. Would that be something that you think people would like if it was on Radio ID, where you could download a code plug, like make it a community thing where people could upload code plugs and people would just download them for certain areas?
You know what might be interesting is
Yeah,
creating.
somebody says.
Yeah, that would be. You could do a sharing of code plugs. That could be an interesting thing. And then maybe also where we can get CSV files and maybe combine them and set up our own CSV files for certain, maybe get all the talk groups, get the, the users.
The talk groups are downloadable from Radio ID.
I think there was a issue when we did the show with them, wasn't there, Jeremy?
Mm-hmm. Error code number 15.
Really? Let me see.
When we'd go to actually import it, it would import to about 5 or 10% and then pop up error code 15 and it would.
Oh, it's on the import.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will try it with my radio and see if there's something wrong with it and see if I can fix it.
I think one of our techs knew what the fix was, so we'll get him in contact with you so he can actually communicate with you and get that fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to go in into the modify one of the files in it or something or another.
Oh, you know what? There was a point in time, and I don't know why it was doing it, but it was putting an extra carriage return line feed at the end of the file.
Mm-hmm.
I've since fixed that problem.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That could be what the problem was.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah. But if not, let me know, and I will definitely fix it.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Where is she? There it is. Mr. Bill Beam, if you will hit me up after the show, I can share my code plug with you because I'm right here in the great state of Oklahoma myself. Let's see here.
There's a question there for Glenn.
Yeah, I started that one. Here we go.
Yeah, after getting a subscription to Radio D, all the extra features have step-by-step directions on how to use the features. I wouldn't say they're step-by-step, but there are directions, and they're pretty self-explanatory. If you go to the pages in question, like Buddy Mail, Buddy Watch, it kind of guides you through what to do. The contact generator is the same thing. You can watch a video about how it works, but there's also a step-by-step, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 section as you go through, and you just say, as you get to a certain spot, like when you generate your contact list, for instance, you put a name. The name was last. You put in your information, whether you want states or countries or whatever, and then when you're ready to proceed, you say next, and then it'll take you to the next page where you can add your custom contact list if you like, and you say next, and you name it, and then you're done, and then it says move on to the next area, which is, go to your code plug, or not, sorry, your code plug. I got code plug in my head now. Go to your radio format and pick your radio format and stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it's step by step, but it does generally help you through as you're going.
One of the best call signs I've ever seen in a while has got a very good one. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Boom. Repeaters, please, to CSV.
Yes, a lot of people ask us about that, being able to do repeaters to a CSV.
You want to list a CSV list of repeaters?
That's what people want, yeah. They want to be able to take their local repeaters and put it into a CSV file so they could put it into their radio.
Okay, so
as a channel.
Oh, okay. Well, the entire list of repeaters is available on the data dumps as a CSV or JSON. So that's available right now. But if you want to be able to pick repeaters in an area and dump them as CSV,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Well, there you guys go. You ask and you shall receive.
There we go. Ta-da! Let's see.
I am putting in a RFE for it right now.
So there's a question here. Will there be a Wi-Fi radio? Greg, there are a number of different radios out there. Some do have Wi-Fi, some don't. They don't always work the greatest. The technology really hasn't been developed too much. And they require servers and other things to convert them over through repeaters. So it is a big configuration and setup. I know Motorola does it. Oops, I said that word. That's a bad word around here. I just cursed. They do have a Wi-Fi setup where they use them in hotels and things like that with their XPRs and Apex and some of those other radios. But to enable those and have those, it's a very expensive setup and a very expensive license for a lot of those. Maybe a possibility in the future if we figure something out, but as of right now, there is nothing on the books for Wi-Fi radios. But we are looking into all the bands. So we are looking into some of the other bands that people have been asking for. You know, we're really looking into it. Look at that. We're at 220. Do we have 221, 221, 221?
220.
Yeah.
All
right.
The real quick, just back to the CSV repeater thing. I actually did have something similar to that already in the system. I just haven't done it yet. So basically what I was going to do was bring up a map where it would be centered on your location, and you'd be able to say, like, almost like a circles out here, right? You can say, make it like, 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, and then boop, 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 all the repeaters in that area, and then dump them.
Oh, nice.
So you could literally say, a radius from me, how many repeaters are in close by. So you'd have your repeaters close by in a radius. So something like that I will probably do similarly to the other part as well that someone suggested. So
here's the good one. Angela, this isn't for Glenn or any of us, but here's a suggestion. Add a graceful shutdown button that executes the shutdown when pressed. Yes, that would be something interesting to see added to hotspots, but that is for Pi-Star to do and program for their interface. So we'll try and pass along that information for you to them.
Contact Andy.
Yep.
Well, let's see.
I've been trying to get a hold of Andy to this would be interesting for you guys as well. I've been trying to talk to Andy. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's kind of busy, but I plan on doing a single sign-on on Radio ID. So I want the Pi-Star interface to be able to single sign-on. So basically, if you have a Radio ID account, you sign in with Pi-Star with your single sign on the Radio ID, and then it would grab your Radio ID and automatically in your call sign and stuff, and automatically just program your Pi-Star for you.
That's an interesting feature.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically plug and play. You just log in, boom, say, yeah, allow Radio ID to program my Pi-Star, and boop, 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 where you go.
Poof.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, here's another one for you, Mr. Glenn.
Sure.
If I didn't originally set up my Radio ID account, how can I get into the account to change my information?
Go to the Radio ID /support, put in a support ticket with your current call sign. The system will automatically detect whether you have a proper email on the system that matches. If it doesn't, it will send you back an automated email to say, please add your license for validation. And you just basically reply to that email, attach your license, and then we can get your account straightened out for you. Pretty simple. I will say though, and a lot of you, and this is an American thing, Americans have two different types of licenses. You have a reference copy and you have an official copy. I need the official copy. It's the only way to prove that you are who you are. anybody can download. I can go right now and download anybody's reference copy and hand it to someone else, because that's what it's for. It's a reference. So we need the official copy on Radio ID. And everything you upload on Radio ID, a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to upload my official radio license. You're going to steal it and use it. A, why would I do that? But B, I now watermark every image that you upload, and it says for use on radioid.net only, several times all the way through it. So no worries there.
Okay. Well, Joe, I hope that helped you.
Now, Daniel has a good question here. Anything in the works for upping the power on the 1.5 meter band on the 578 tri-band? They are working on it. 220 is one of their big projects, so they are working on it. But as of right now, we haven't been told of any more power upping on it, but they are working on it. It splits it from the VHF band, so they'd have to either make a new board or something. But they're testing out a few different things, and they are working on trying to figure that out. So that is the best update I can give you right now on it. But, we are hoping they do up it, because they even love it and they're trying to up it themselves.
Okay.
There we go. Trip 2s.
Ooh. Okay, so I see a couple people on the chat. One saying he's still waiting for his radio ID. If you're still waiting for your radio ID, then you probably never finished the setup, as in you probably never uploaded your license. So, and that people are asking for my call. It's Victor Echo 9 Golf Lima November. And somebody said about vanity call signs, same thing. Put in a support ticket, ask us to update your call sign to your new vanity call sign. It's quick and simple. As long as your account is up to date, we just simply put in the new call sign and say enter, and the system will send you a message about the intricacies of changing your call sign, because even though Radio ID has changed your call sign, it doesn't mean everybody else's radios worldwide has that new call sign yet. They have to download the new data. So sometimes it'll take a while. We do get that question quite a bit. Is like, Bob says my call sign still says it's the old one. Well, tell Bob to go update his radio contact list.
Let's see. Here's another one. For multiple radios, is it better to have multiple radio IDs, or is it better just to use different frequencies to access hotspots? Rick, I run 5. And yes, I do have mine at a split. I started with 443, 444, 445, 446. And the last one is still 446, but it's the one that stays in my truck. I also have them split with a color code and a different ESS ID assigned to each one of them.
Thank you. So that's something that I was hoping would come up tonight. A lot of people don't understand the extra part you can add to an ID. So in the hotspot setup on Pi-Star, where you put your ID, then you scroll down a little bit, there's an ESS ID, which you can pick anything you want, 01, 02, 03, 04. That's basically your hotspot ID, right? That's what you want transmitted out. You don't want your ID transmitted. You want your hotspot ID, which is your ID plus an ESS ID. And I don't know why Pi-Star just doesn't do it automatically. Why they don't just add a 01 when you put in your ID automatically. You know what I mean? It's one of those gigantic pet peeves.
It would be too simple.
Yeah, because I literally have people who will put in a support ID and say, can I have a second ID for my hotspot? And I'm like, no, you don't need a second ID for your hotspot. You don't really need a second ID, period. Only very, very weird, strange technical reasons why you need a second ID, but most people don't. Your ID is tied to your call sign, not your radio. So if I had 4 radios, I could put the same ID in all 4 radios. Reality is I can't use all 4 radios at the same time, right? So I can only pick up this radio and use it, or pick up this radio and use it. If I give my son the radio to use, well, then he should put his ID in the radio. And
Exactly.
and with radios like the AnyTone with BridgeCom, it'll handle multiple IDs and allow you to select on the keyboard which one to use. So that was a good feature, by the way. I like that feature.
Yeah, it makes it a lot simpler where you just select it, especially if those of us that have it in commercial, where we use it into the commercial world, being able to select our professional ID to go with it.
Yes. All right. Now, for those of you guys who are here, we do have a little surprise for you guys tonight. We are actually going to start Black Friday early for everyone who's here. Everyone who's here, you guys can go to our page. I will drop the link in our page right now in the live stream. If you guys would like, you guys can go there and start Black Friday early. We got exclusive deals here for you guys. So I'm just going to scroll through the page real quick. As you guys can see, we have some 878 bundles here. We got an 878 plug and play. We got our 878 emergency bundle. We got our 878 on the road bundle. These are 3 different bundles we have with our 878s. These 2 on the right are just the radio. The one on the left is actually our general plug and play with a whole bunch of extras added, as you guys can see. It does say sold out. That will change here shortly, and you will be able to access all those and buy them. You can actually go to the pages as well. Clicking on the buttons will take you to the pages. So you guys can see we also have some starter packs here for those of you guys who are new to the industry. New to DMR and everything. These are the ways to go. We got our mobile starter pack, which you can use in your ham shack or whatever, or in your house. You could also use it in your vehicle. We got our handheld starter pack, which you can is an amazing one. It brings you with a battery eliminator, a charging dock for your car and everything, so you can use it in the vehicle with an extra battery and some other features, as well as a hotspot, so you can take that hotspot on the go. And we also have the Ham Shack pack, which is the handheld, the mobile, and the Duracom power with an antenna and a whole bunch of other features, as you guys can see here. So those are some amazing starter packs that you guys can get. Now, for most of you guys here, as you guys know, we are actually hosting a new workshop. We are actually doing a multi-network code plug workshop where we will show you guys how to get on DMR, Brandmeister DMR. We'll get you on DMR Plus, DMR Mark, which is the same network. We're going to get you on TGIF, and we're going to get you on YSF through DMR cross mode. So we're going to teach you guys how to do all these configurations for your radio as well as with your hotspot. And then it's a 4-hour class we're going to be having on January 4th. So if you guys want to sign up for that, make sure you guys buy that in this event. You know, we are giving, that's an amazing deal for $150. We're giving you the code plug so you can put them in yourself and just make the few changes, or you can set them all up in the workshops from scratch. And we're actually have a whole schedule on how to do this. And we're going to do little workshops and everything. It's going to be a real fun time. We're changing up the format how we regularly do these. So that's $150, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. Jeremy's having a lot of fun, and he's looking forward to that as well. We've been having a lot of fun making these new courses for you. Now, we do have stocking stuffers, so a lot of our accessories are on sale. There's more than just here. Our courses are on sale, as well as our code plugs and the Buddy handheld FRS radio. So if you guys are interested in any of these, the stocking stuffers, you can get those as well. Now, as you guys are, some of you guys are interested, BridgeCom Plus is the way to go. Here's our prices right here, so you can actually see it. I don't know why that first one says 25% off. Oh, because there it is. Yep, $19.99. Oh, we got someone who wants to say hi. We got our $14.99 monthly access. We got our lifetime access, which is the best deal for $750. And we got our annual membership for $150. Now, this is an amazing community. And, you know, we do give discounts and other things. There's a whole bunch of benefits for being in the member. The most benefit that you get is the community. That is one of the most benefits that everyone gets. They get a great community they can be part of. And, you know, I work here and I'm still a member. I pay for that subscription just like everyone else. So those are the deals. We are going to drop the link here in the chat. So there you guys go.
Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum,
And we are going to be
bum.
drawing the winner here soon. Now, for everyone, we have a little visitor here.
Eh,
This is Zelda. She decided she wanted to come say hi tonight
Easy
after all
there.
this time.
Rick, we greatly appreciate it. I still like that call sign.
Just getting into BridgeCom, lots to learn, can't wait. From
Yeah.
Jeremy.
What?
Now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. Drum roll, please. So our winner for the live stream regular giveaway is Hillary, and I hope I don't hack up your last name, Zanicek, KC2HLA, Hillary KC2HLA from Baskin Ridge, New Jersey. You are our winner of the annual BridgeCom Plus membership. Hillary's here.
yep. There she is.
Congratulations, Hillary.
There
You
we
are a
go.
brand new member of our BridgeCom Plus community. We'd like to welcome you. Congratulations. I normally would say call us tomorrow, but as we do have tomorrow and Friday off, no one's going to be in the office, so we will actually reach out to you. We'll have our representatives reach out to you. If you'd like, you could.
Oh, yeah, right off guard with that one.
No, you're good. If we don't reach out to you, yeah, Monday. Exactly. You can reach out to us Monday morning or something. We'll help you get that processed.
Most definitely.
All right. And
I'm hearing
Dana.
saying.
Hey, we actually had one of your fellow operators up there. What was it?
A couple
3
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago? Won the 878.
Oh, cool.
That's, I think, the third or fourth Canadian that's won that. We actually had two people in Australia, one in New Zealand, and one somewhere else.
England.
England, there you go. So we've had a few international winners. But Dana West is our winner tonight of the brand new 878.
There we go.
KC0MYP, Dana West, congratulations. I know you are in the house. I've seen you earlier. Is Dana still here?
I'm a looking.
He's here.
There we go. Hot dog.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You are a brand new winner of one of these beautiful 878 radios. And if you don't notice, everyone here has one of them. Let's get it. Here we go. Boom. There you go. Glenn's got one too.
Yeah,
that's no fair.
Well, we want to thank everyone for coming out. We do look forward. We hope you guys all sign up for the workshop. It's going to be an amazing time. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe and join that BridgeCom Plus community. We do have some changes coming up to BCU Live here coming up next year, so stay tuned. But we love each and every one of you. Thank you for spending the time with us on this Turkey Day. We hope everyone has an amazing, Thanksgiving. So I'm going to let everyone say bye for themselves, but on behalf of me and the BridgeCom family, I'd like to say thank you. I'm Adam KN6QGV.
Well, this is Jeremy. I'll sign off. KD5YUZ, and everybody, always remember those that are less fortunate during this time of year. I don't know about other places, but down here in Oklahoma, we got big hearts, big tables, and so we share it all. So once again, KD5YUZ saying 73s.
Glenn, you want to say bye?
Yeah, happy holidays to you guys, and enjoy your turkey tomorrow. Our Thanksgiving was a month or two ago, so I'll still be here working my sleeve and my little butt off. But the E9GLN from Canada, radioid.net.